Hey y'all, before we get into this video, this is Kristyn from the future, and I just wanted to say, I almost didn't put this video up. I feel like I'm a little bit dry, so please bear with me if I come off as a little dry and a little long-winded. And I'm not in love with my hair. Like, I literally was like, I should just delete this video, but I feel like there's a lot of really good nuggets in here if you work in corporate or you are an aspiring project manager. So I really hope you guys get something out of this video and enjoy. But with that, welcome to this week's video, and let me let y'all just go ahead and get into it. There are some companies where project management is Bible, okay? And if you have a PMI certification, you are a valued person that they want at their company, and they will pay for that experience.
I've got 30 minutes if you wanna spill your mind. Give me all your reasons to why I should take my time. Used to have forever, but you never cared that much.
It's your girl Kristyn, and in this weekend vlog I wanted to do something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a combination of prep for the work week because I have a lot of things I have to knock out this weekend, as well as I want to share with you what you need to do to break into project management. I get a lot of questions from people all the time, inboxes on Instagram, emails, just questions everywhere basically asking me about how to get into project management, and I figured the best way to answer this question is in a video. So I'm going to be answering that question as well today, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'm sure there's going to be a combination of those of you who just watch all of my content, and I appreciate you guys for that, and then those of you who are coming in and you probably wanted this to be a super structured video, and I'm going to do my best to do that, but at the same time expect this to be a vlog as well. So with no further ado, let's get into it. It is about 2 o'clock here on Sunday, and we have had a really busy weekend. However, y'all, in the back of my head, I've been thinking about all this work I need to knock out. It's crazy. Like right now I'm transitioning from one project and adding on an additional project to my workload at work, and it's crazy because I have a lot of things I need to tie out with the first project, as well as onboarding for the second one is about to be crazy. So I have some things that I need to do for sure to make sure I start my work week off in the most productive manner, because if I don't do this, my week is not gonna be, like, I'll come into the week just feeling scrambled, you know what I mean? Like, I'll just feel like I'm all over the place, and I do not want that. So the first thing that I think is so important for me is I like to go through my mail, my email for the last week. I get so many emails, sometimes it's really hard to give everyone the attention to detail and everyone the replies that they're warranted. So I just want to go back and double check and make sure I got to everybody's questions, emails, just random stuff, need to knows, all that, as well as spam. You know, you want to make sure you clean up your spam too. And I don't like to go too long without my email being checked on, so I definitely got to knock this out tonight, as well as I have some things to just tie out in terms of action items for my project too. I wanted to also share with you guys, I use an iPad. I think this is the iPad Pro. I've had this iPad for some time, and the thing I love about this as a project manager is I have the ability to actually take notes with my pen here, and I can also type with the keyboard that is on here as well. And the reason why I say I like this is if I want to just hurry up and write some notes real quickly, I can grab that pen, scribble them in these apps that I have, which I'm going to tell you guys about in just a second, as well as I really love Microsoft OneNote. And I like Microsoft OneNote because I can type out my notes there. It connects to Outlook where I can have my action items, I can have my just anything I grab in OneNote ready to go out in email, as well as when I log on my primary computer, my PC, I can get right into my OneNote here, and everything I wrote on my iPad is also on my computer. That is a game changer. Absolutely love it. And when you're working in corporate, a lot of times you can't have just any app on your computer. So the fact that it's a part of the Microsoft Office Studio makes it so convenient so that you're able to have the best of both worlds, because the iPad is my personal iPad, but the computer, this is my work computer. Those are a couple of things I wanted to like spike out. I also have to go through my open items and just make sure I have everything tied out and make a list for next week. I personally feel like if I don't make a list for next week, I don't know, I'll have like these moments where I have to like pause and just take more time to gather myself. So I'm gonna do that really quickly. So right now we're gonna focus on making the to-do list, going through our email, as well as making sure I'm ready for my meetings for next week, because I have a few really big meetings next week. Okay, you guys, so I'm all done with my open items, with cleaning out my inbox and preparing my OneNote notebook for my meetings for next week. I have everything already set up and I'm ready to go. While we're in the car, I'm going to share with you some things I think are really helpful for those of you trying to get into project management. Getting into project management definitely takes strategy. I definitely think when I was going back to school and all of that, like I wish I would have known more about project management in advance of me actually getting into it. But I really hope that this video and just what I'm going to share with you helps you guys in the event that you want to do it, or you want to add project management to whatever it is you're already doing in your own function. You could be in HR, you could be in finance, marketing, whatever the case may be, and add this on as an additional competency that, in my opinion, everybody can benefit from. So we're gonna talk about that in the car. I'm gonna grab some Starbucks. I gotta go to Kroger. I have some other things to do, which for me, these are things I gotta do, you know what I'm saying, as a mom, as a career woman, and prepping for my work week. But y'all, let's go ahead and get up out of here so I can like knock this stuff out and tell you guys the whole download of everything you need to know. Hey guys, so I made it in the car. Just want to make sure I'm not about to run over anything. All right, you guys, so I made it to the car. Okay, so I think it's important before we talk about how to get into project management to understand what a project is. So when I get to the light, I'm gonna read to you guys what defines a project, because I think it's really important to understand that first, because you may actually find that you have things you've done in your career that could be defined as projects and could count towards the hours you need to be able to qualify to sit for the PMI exam. As a project manager, one thing that was really important for me was to get certified, because I really wanted to be taken seriously in this particular field. I've been doing projects and working on projects for years in my career. I've been at my current company for 10 years. I actually just hit 10 years this month, and I got into doing projects mainly because I joined the company in a rotational program. And as a part of the rotational program, you kind of come in, you're on this like timeline, and for us it was 8 months. So you come in and you basically by nature would have a project you'd work on, and that project would have a start and end time. So it was a defined start and end time, and you had deliverables that you were supposed to bring forward or complete by the end of your time on that particular project. So I'm pulling up at the light. I'm gonna read to you guys what defines a project, because again, you may be able to count some things that you didn't think about as projects towards the hours you need. So a project is considered by PMI.org, which PMI.org is the company that I got my PMI or my project management certification from. They define a project as a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. A project is temporary in that it has a defined beginning and end in time, and therefore defined scope and resources. And resources can be considered people, money, it can be a number of things, but I wanted to just spike that out because I think it's really important to understand what a project is, because you might have some things under your belt that fit that criteria and could be counted towards your hours to get certified. The other thing I think would be helpful, like if I was trying to start all the way over and get into being a project manager, get the PMBOK, get the book, read the book. Like you really have to understand the book, because unlike doing other things I've done in my career, like for example, getting my undergraduate degree, getting my MBA, project management is something that's really, really clear and very defined. There's a process to do it, and that process is like one shoe fits all, you know what I mean? Like, there's ways that you can deviate from it. Companies deviate from this all the time, but at the same time, the overall like high level process is the same. So if you can get that, and if you can really understand it, you can do project management. And I feel like even somebody who's a newbie, if you use that book as like your Bible, it can help you to jump in and to be successful. Now, I think one thing I see people do that really can hurt them in project management is they try too hard to be prescriptive to what the book says, and they try to make everybody who they're managing do everything exactly like the book says. And you gotta have some flexibility, because every company's culture isn't gonna work like that. They will shut you down in a minute if you try too hard to force them into the way the PMBOK says it. But if you get it at a high level, you can do it, you know what I'm saying? And you can tweak things to make you be able to accomplish the project and do it successfully. So let me get my drink real quick though. Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. What can we start today?
Can I get a white chocolate mocha? Can I do a grande, but instead of the 2 shots of espresso, can I just have 1 shot of espresso and an extra shot of the white chocolate?
Yeah, what size is it? You said a grande, and is this hot or ice?
Oh, let's do it ice, because it is hot outside.
Okay, anything else in there for you?
Yeah, I also want to get a refresher, but I'm going to do this one custom as well.
Okay.
I'm just really quickly going to look up how I did it. Okay, so do you have the mango dragon fruit refresher? You do still? Okay, can I do that? But can I do it with 3 pumps of vanilla and then coconut and no dragon fruit inclusion?
Yeah, what size is it?
Can we do this one a grande as well?
Yeah, give me 1 quick second. You said no fruit inclusion. It's a grande size with a coconut milk, which should actually be the dragon drink.
Oh,
Vanilla in it, and then what else?
and then do you have the peach fruit or the peach juice
No,
blend?
unfortunately, we don't have any peach juice right now.
Do you have lemonade?
I do.
Oh, can we do it with lemonade then instead?
Did you not want the coconut milk then?
Yeah, can you do both?
Yeah, I can do both. Sure thing. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be all. Thank you.
Alright, what's your name for the order?
Kristyn.
And just so you know, Kristyn, that dragon drink won't have the color to it because it doesn't have any peaches. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. It's 10:69. You'll see right at the window.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like one of those weird Starbucks people with their custom drink. Like, bro, I haven't been here in a minute though. And I ran out of the syrup at the house, so I can't make it myself anymore. Hi.
Okay. Oh my goodness, you are so beautiful.
Oh,
It was
thank
like,
you.
I said, excuse me.
You are too kind.
I only speak the truth, girl.
Aw, thank
There
you.
is that word. We only have paper straws.
Oh,
so
no worries.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah. Do you guys have any of those cool mugs inside?
We do have some good cups inside.
Oh, do you? I'm gonna come in.
Girl, you should, because there's a lot.
Cause you know, like, people go crazy over those
They
things.
do. Oh my goodness. And
Ew.
yeah, no, but we've got a bunch of them in
Yeah, I'm
here.
gonna
I bought
come
one
peek.
last night, so.
All right, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you. She was so sweet, especially because she said I was pretty. How nice of her. I'm about to run in there really quickly though, because they have the cutest mugs sometimes, and like anytime I try to order them from anywhere else than Starbucks, because they usually never have them at Starbucks, they always upcharge. Like, you'll see them for $40–50, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I'll be right back, you guys. Let me see what they have in here. Hey y'all, I'm back in the car, and I wanted to show you really quickly what I got. I'm actually gonna drop Brian's drink back off at the house because I forgot to tell them no ice. Look at all that ice. That is horrible. I feel so bad. I forgot to say no ice. His drink is so big. Like, that was $10 and it's full of ice. Like, why would you do that? That's just not even cool. So anyways, let me show y'all what I got real quickly. I know this has nothing to do with the video, but they had this cute cup. Love it. Okay, it's just cute. Okay, this is not it's not gonna keep your drink cold. I definitely don't think that, but it's cute. And then I got this glass bottle, love it. And here's the inside. So this one was $19 and the other one I think was $20. So that was $40 on cups. A waste of money basically, but you know, they're cute and I've always wanted one. I always see people with them and so I was like, let me just get one for the road. And that glass one I'll definitely use when I ride my Peloton for sure, because I need a really good glass container to put my drinks and stuff in. So this is a white chocolate mocha. This is what I actually make at the house, but I had them do 1 shot of espresso instead of 2 shots of espresso because I'm not a huge coffee person. That's really good. Okay, so I'm trying to think where I left off in terms of what I was telling you about project management. Let me think about this. So we talked about the book. We talked about what a project is and how a lot of the work you've probably already done could classify as a project. I think another thing is you don't have to get your project work and your project experience from your job. You can do other things like volunteer work. You can do projects at your church. Like anything that classifies as a project can be counted towards the requirement you need for the hours to be considered for a project manager. I do definitely though, like if you do want to be a project manager, I do think you should get certified. It's annoying. I didn't take the test seriously the first time and I had to retake it. But I will say if you take the test serious and you study and you do practice exams, because that was something the second time I did, is I actually did practice exams and I really took some time. Like I honestly probably only really applied myself for about 2 strong weeks every single night for a couple hours and took the test and passed it. So you can do it if you really apply yourself. Don't be lazy with it and like, oh, here and there you kind of study, because you really have to memorize some things that you're just, you know, you just have to cram it in your brain before you take that test. So I do think it's helpful. I do think it's meaningful. You also, once you become certified, have to maintain your certification. So you have to do like hours, and there's just like all these little things they make you do to get your hours. Like for example, volunteer work, learning in different categories. Like I can't think of all the categories off the top of my head, which probably isn't as value add anyway here, but I think the biggest thing I want to drive home is getting certified is great, and then maintaining your certification. It also helps you as a project manager to stay sharp in doing the job, you know what I'm saying? So so I think that's kind of like, I think some of the big things I think are helpful, but I really want you guys to take away the point that you can do projects outside of your job and be able to meet the requirement you need to be able to get certified. And if you're certified, you don't really need, like, the experience to be able to speak to it in an interview is great, but the certification is like the feather in your hat. It's the box being checked. It is, in my opinion, the most important thing you can show, because there's a lot of people who call themselves project managers who aren't certified, and I don't think you see as many people who are certified calling themselves PMs who aren't really PMs. You know, once you get that certification, you are a PM, okay? The other thing is they have a program you can do before the official project manager certification, where if you don't have experience, you can do that first and then get the it's almost like a step in the right direction. For me though, I don't know, I'm just kind of one of those people where I want the full thing, so I did what I had to do to get fully certified and not go that route. I think that going that route can definitely be helpful, especially if you don't have any experience or you're coming out of college. Like, take advantage of doing that if you can, and the requirements to get that are way less than if you were going for the full-blown certification. So keep that in mind. Check it out on the website, and the website is www.pmi.org. They have everything you need to be able to figure out where to start, how to do it, and all that good stuff. I also took a course. So I took a course through a company called I think it's International Institute of Learning. I think it's IIL. So it's like www.iil.com. Hold on. It's gonna get dark. I'll be right back, you guys. Let me take this into Brian and then I'll finish telling you what I was saying. heard about that drink having all that ice. They did me dirty. So in a nutshell, I really feel like those are like the high points of things I think you can do to break into project management. If you guys have questions, you can definitely comment in the comment section. If you're a subscriber to my channel, you know I try really hard to answer all of my questions, so I feel like I do pretty good. So if you do have questions, just write the questions below. Also, if any of you guys are project managers and you have experience or you have a perspective as well, or ideas or things you feel like would be helpful to share, comment them in the comment section. There are going to be people who are down there reading comments, and it could be helpful for someone else if you have other things you think people can do. So share the wealth, share the knowledge. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I have it all figured out and I know all the answers, but I want to share what I do know, because I feel like it could be helpful for someone out there, because I know I've gotten the questions and I definitely want to be a resource where I can. It's so funny too, you guys, like, not to digress too much, but I honestly never thought I would be a project manager. It was something I never thought of. I really didn't have any aspiration to do it. And as I got into corporate and I realized everything is done in projects, you know what I mean? Like, any initiative a company is trying to do usually is rolled out as a project. So getting that experience has helped me so much, even though my MBA is in marketing and my sub-concentration is in strategy. My undergraduate degree was in advertising, and all of those things kind of worked hand in hand, and the project management experience really helps you, because as a marketing, you know, as someone in marketing, when you do product launches, it's a project. You know, everything is a project. So I just encourage you guys, even if you weren't even thinking about looking into project management and you're just looking for an additional feather to put in your hat, it might be worth evaluating if this certification could be beneficial for you. One thing though, I will spike out, sometimes it will increase your external value and not your internal value. And what I mean by this is, your company may not recognize it as being as valuable as other companies may, but there are some companies where project management is Bible, okay? And if you have a PMI certification, you are a valued person that they want at their company, and they will pay for that experience. So I just wanted to like throw that out there. Another question I get a lot is if the MBA is more important than the PMI certification, and I would argue yes. The only reason I say that is I feel like the MBA opens up more doors in leadership, and if you're just a project manager, I do think that you kind of can hit a glass ceiling in some instances. Sometimes it's not always the case, but I do think you kind of run into a point where you're going to just have to get your MBA if you want to go into senior leadership. So just keep that in mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, I personally, I would have never decided to get my PMI over my MBA. The MBA definitely raised my salary more. Like, when I did the certification, my company, they don't really value it like that. So my internal value didn't really go up, but my external value did. I know that I can go somewhere else and make more money than I already make, even though I'm very happy, and just take this experience that I've gotten, and it will benefit me in the long run. So I also want to keep that in mind. Keep that concept too in the back of your head about internal value versus external value. I think it's a concept that we should try to remember, you know what I mean? Like, always just evaluate if your internal value is really aligned with what the street, what the market would think your value is as a, you know, an employee. So I feel like I just dumped a lot on you guys. I have no clue how long I've been talking. I think it's been like a really long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and focus on the road so I can get to my destination safely. And I'm probably not gonna take you guys in Kroger and all that stuff, because I don't really feel like it's tied that closely to this video. But I will get back with you guys when I get home and I continue to knock out the things I gotta do for the rest of my evening, which will include some mental self-care, because you cannot go into your work week and be productive if you don't take care of yourself. and we just had dinner. Brian cooked an amazing dinner. We had pizza off the green egg. If you've never had pizza off a smoker, you gotta try it. It's so delicious. It is so much better than pizza you get from a regular pizza shop, hands down. But I'm about to go ahead and finish up the little bit of work that I have. I have a couple things that are more like tactical action items I need to take care of. And then I need to finish a stakeholder document, which basically is just a list of all the people who are important to the project. And I have some people that are rotating out of the organization to remove, and some people that are rotating in their place onto the project that I need to add. And I want to always make sure I keep that document up to date, because y'all, it's nothing like when you need those names and you do not have them. So I'm trying to be better about those lists like that, because I'm so bad when it comes to updating little documents like that. Like, that's one area where I could definitely improve. But one second, this is Brian calling. Hey baby. Okay, love you. Bye. Funny story, we went to the store yesterday to get swim trunks for the boys. We go get the swim trunks, we go get water shoes, because I feel like it's so important to have water shoes. And I think when Adrian was trying on the water shoes, he left the swim trunks in the bin with the water shoes. So we walked out the store, didn't have the trunks. They were so disappointed. Everybody was running around the house yesterday looking for these trunks, and come to find out, Brian just went back to the store and they are in the bin with the shoes. So it's kind of funny, but he's picking them up for me, so that way we have the shoes, because we're planning a trip to Cedar Point in a couple of weeks, and we want to make sure we have our trunks, because we're going to do the dry park and we're going to do the water park as well, and the boys are so excited. So while I finish my work, one thing I'm also going to do, you guys, is I have an app which is connected to my Peloton subscription, and Peloton has some really great meditation, like just meditation videos that you can listen to or watch, and they are so good. They really help me in terms of getting in the right mental space. And I'm gonna put this on while I do the work that I have to take care of, but I wanted to mention it because they have a subscription for people who do not have a bike or a treadmill, and you can take advantage of all the different workouts that they have, and they are so fun and they're so effective. So I just wanted to mention that, because I absolutely love the meditation, especially the sleep meditation, but they are just so good, especially when I'm working and just making sure I'm in a really good mental space. So I wanted to spike that out, because I feel like it's good to make sure you're in a really good place before you go back to work. Like I said, on Monday, you want to be well rested, you want to have your mind right, as well as be prepared from a work perspective, so you can come into your Monday morning and be the most productive that you can. With that, I really hope you guys got something out of this video today. I really wanted to make it be something that could be resourceful. Also have my weekly vlog coming up this week, where I'm going to be preparing for my trip to Houston. So if you haven't seen that we're going to be going to Houston this upcoming weekend, you definitely are going to want to stay tuned for that. It's going to be an amazing trip. I cannot wait. I get to meet the girls, Gina, Peyton, Portia, and my boo Ming. It's gonna be just so much fun. I absolutely cannot wait to meet them, you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way to the end. You are the real MVP, and I will see y'all on my next vlog. Like I said, you're gonna want to make sure you stay tuned, because it's gonna be so much fun. We have one more video and then the Houston trip. But I'll see y'all then. Bye.